The first thing that turns women off emotionally, even if you are a good guy on my list today, is being too emotionally available. Now, my kings, being emotionally available is not a problem, but overdoing it is the problem. And then overdoing it too soon is even a bigger problem. When you start oversharing your personal struggles too early with a woman, or you start being so emotionally vulnerable without her actually earning that vulnerability, it can be a huge turn-off for women. It will make her start seeing you as someone who is needy or someone who needs emotional rescue. And women absolutely hate that. It is a huge turn-off for women because women are out here looking for leadership. So if instead of that leadership, we are getting someone who needs emotional rescue, most women are going to flee from that. And no matter how good a person you are, that might turn off a woman who might have potentially actually been the right woman for you. So my kings, please do not overshare too quickly. Like I already mentioned, make sure she ends your vulnerability before you become vulnerable to her. Don't start sharing your personal struggles too quickly with a woman you're just getting to know. You might see it as emotional availability. You might see it as you trying to be open, but she sees it as a burden. And that would definitely be a huge turn-off for her. And that is why being emotionally available too quickly is definitely a huge turn-off for women. Another thing that turns women off emotionally is always agreeing to keep peace. And my kings, if you never challenge your woman, you never disagree with her, you are always just simply agreeing to everything she says or does just to keep peace. You would completely avoid conflict. Now to you, you might actually think, okay, I'm doing my best to keep the peace of this relationship. But what you're doing is you're signaling emotional passiveness. She's looking at you like, this one can't even stand his own ground. He doesn't even have his own personality. And like I already mentioned, women are looking for leadership. So if she sees you as someone who is emotionally passive, it's a problem. It's a huge turn-off. No woman wants a man who stands for nothing. So as much as she wants you keeping the peace, as much as she wants things to go smoothly in that relationship, she also wants you to stand your ground. She also wants to be challenged. She also wants you to point out her mistakes when she does some. And you don't completely ignore and just go into your shell and allow her lead. Because that is exactly what you will be doing if you are agreeing always to keep peace. So yes, my kings, no matter how good a person you are, this can be a huge turn-off to women. And because this is actually you trying to be nice, this is actually you trying to be good, that is why you might not see it as a problem. But it is a huge problem. In fact, generally as humans, you're not supposed to, go into your shell and just be very passive, agreeing to everything people say. It will make you be a pushover, someone people can easily control. Like I already mentioned, no woman wants that. So that's it. Always agreeing to keep peace is another thing that is a huge turn-off emotionally for women. Another thing that turns women off emotionally is seeking constant reassurance. Now, my kings, this would definitely make you come off as someone who needs emotional babysitting. And no woman wants that. Every woman wants a confident man. Confidence is what is sexy for us women. So if she feels like she has to always reassure you, you always want her to say that she likes you. You always want to be sure that she's not losing interest. So you're always asking, am I doing something you don't like? This on its own is actually not bad. But when you're overdoing it, you're always seeking validation from your woman. Again, it makes you come off as someone who needs emotional babysitting. It makes you come off as a responsibility, as a burden that she has to bear, because always she has to think about how to pamper your ego, reassure you, calm your emotions down. And that is a huge turn off. Women want to be here being the soft one. So if you now have to be the one who is being soft and she has to man up, she definitely doesn't want that. And that is why this is a huge turn off. Seeking constant reassurance as a king. It just shows lack of confidence. And like I already mentioned, no woman wants that. Another thing that turns women off emotionally is not having emotional boundaries. Now, my king, this is the place where you let your emotions control you, so much so that you absorb your woman's emotions, especially the negative ones. So you go with the flow, with the direction of her mood swings. So if she's in a bad mood, you're also in a bad mood. And there is nothing wrong with being empathetic to your woman if she's not in a good mood. But when you absorb it, when you become an emotional sponge that absorbs all her emotions, that is going to be a huge turn off. And this is easy for men to fall into because to you, you actually feel like you're being good to your woman. You feel like you're taking care of her. But the problem is no woman wants to feel like she wants you to hold her down when her emotions are going haywire. But not for you to now come and be a backup or even take it more seriously than her that she's having the mood swings. Now she's like, what's going on here? For example, your woman calls and says, oh, I'm having a very bad day at work. My boss is just pissing me off. I feel like I should quit. And then you go like, oh yeah, you should definitely quit. What do you want me to do about it? Come, I can help you find another job. You're fueling her emotional craziness because she's just having a bad time at that moment and might not even really mean what all the things she's saying. Now again, to you, you are backing your woman up. You are being there for her, but that's not it. You being there for her is not in you absorbing and, backing up her feelings. It is rather in you being assertive, acknowledging that, okay, yeah, you have the right to feel how you feel, but you should calm down. She wants you to, like I said, hold the ground when hers is falling apart. So if you're not even able to hold yourself, to control your emotions, how are you going to be able to control hers? And that is why this is a huge turn off for women. You always just being there. You don't have any boundaries. There is nothing she cannot just throw at you because you're ready to absorb anything she throws. You're ready to take it all, even if it is negative. You don't care because it's your woman. But when you have emotional boundaries where your woman knows that it's not everything that she can just come and, throw at you, then yeah, that's attractive. But if it is a case where you become an emotional sponge and just start absorbing all her emotions and being very reactive, it is a huge turn-off for women. Now, the last thing that turns women off emotionally is being too soft. Now, my kings, your woman throws a tantrum or she starts giving attitude and you respond by apologizing or chasing even harder. To you, you're trying to be nice, you're trying to make peace with your woman, but you've just failed. Now she sees you as someone who can't hold his ground. Because sometimes women subconsciously test you in this way. We just want to know how you would handle such situations. So when you respond by apologizing and chasing harder, you just fail the test. Because again, to you, you feel like, okay, you're being nice. But no, a woman wants to be sure that you're grounded. She wants to be sure that, like I said, even if her own emotions are all over the place and she's just messing up, and you can hold things together. And I am not saying this means that you should go and tolerate emotional craziness from women. No. But I'm just saying a woman just wants to be sure that you can hold your side and hold her down too. So if you are too soft, and softness is not the problem, because again, it is always overdoing it that is the problem. Because as much as your woman wants you to stand your ground and be strong and be the man, she also wants to enjoy the soft side of you, the romantic side of you. But when it becomes too much, that is when it becomes a problem. Now, my kings, women can actually forgive you if you make a mistake. But you see, weakness, it is something women cannot forgive. It is something women cannot tolerate. No matter how good a man you are, if you are too soft, it is a huge turn-off for women. So that's it for this video, my kings. These are 5 things that turn women off emotionally. And this can ruin things for you even if you are a good man. Please do let me know if you found this video interesting and informative as well. Do watch, subscribe if you haven't done that already. Turn on the notification bell. Like this video. Drop a comment down below. Share this video with your family and friends. And see you in the next one.